Hi, I'm John. Welcome to the Jigsaw Puzzler. Today's puzzle is The Florist by artist Victor McLindon. It's from the Falcon Deluxe series and produced by Jumbo Puzzles. This puzzle was purchased secondhand. It's complete and has no missing pieces. It was given to me by my puzzle partner to do. She acquired it where she lives and she passed it on to me to have a go at this, and I was quite pleased to give this one a go because I've never done any puzzles from this particular brand before, and I wanted to find out just what the quality and the image was like when I did it. It is one of 12 in a series in the Falcon Deluxe series produced by Jumbo. There are several 1,000-piece puzzles and some 500-piece puzzles in the series. This one is called The Florist. It's a painting of the exterior of a florist shop. In the picture, we have 4 humans, 2 birds and a cat on the outside of the store, and then there's one person on the inside of the store. We can look through the front door of the shop that says Blooms above it to see one person inside. There is a red car on the right-hand side of the puzzle, and almost all of the rest of the puzzle is taken up with the flowers that are for sale at the florist shop. It looks like a really busy puzzle. There are flowers up at the top in hanging baskets across the top of the puzzle. There are flower arrangements in the windows. There are more baskets on the sides of the door, and then some stands at the bottom and some pots with different kinds of flowers, all different colours, sizes, shapes, lots of foliage, lots of bright colours. It really is a very pretty puzzle to do. There's also down the bottom, we have the footpath and a part of the road. And at the side here, the adjoining building, just a little fragment of that there, some bricks with the door and a couple of windows. But all in all, it's the exterior of a florist shop with lots and lots of flowers. All right, the quality of this puzzle, I have never done a Falcon Deluxe series puzzle before, nor have I ever done a Jumbo puzzle before, which might be a bit surprising given that there are rather a lot of Jumbo puzzles out there. However, this is my first one to my knowledge. And I knew as soon as I opened the box that the quality was going to be good. It has a lovely matte finish. It feels very nice. The pieces are nice and thick. They're sturdy. They hold together beautifully. I reckon I could pick that up with no trouble at all. Yes. It's ribbon cut with a variety of different piece shapes, though predominantly the 2 in and 2 out standard puzzle piece in the vertical and horizontal arrangement, but there are some shapes of some of the other standard puzzle shapes. This puzzle does have a lot of false fits. You can probably fit many of the pieces together and they would stay together. You have to look a little bit closely to see whether you've got them in the right spot. As I was doing some sections, particularly long sections like this drain pipe here or the inside of this door frame, it was easy to get things the wrong way round. So just a little word of warning about a puzzle like this one, some false fits. But you know, it wasn't so frustrating that I just gave up and couldn't figure it all out. So how did I tackle a puzzle like this? Now, this isn't the sort of puzzle that I would normally do. I do like a busy puzzle. I don't mind them, but this is a different kind of one. This is a painting, so we see lots of brush strokes, sort of a impressionist sort of style, if you like. The figures are more finely drawn than the flowers. The flowers are more impressionistic. The car is quite nicely drawn, as is the cat and the 2 pigeons. So there's a lot to look at here and a lot to think about when trying to tackle a puzzle like this. I thought from the beginning that I would sort quite a few different things as I'm doing a full flip in the sorting trays. Obviously the edge pieces, which I did do, but I thought, well, there's so many other bits and pieces going on here that I probably need to sort several different piles. And you know, in the end, I think I had about 6 or 7, even maybe 8 different piles of things. And what I discovered was that despite this being a riot of colour and full of different elements, if you look at specific colours, it breaks down quite nicely into groups. Obviously, for example, the red car is very, very distinctive, though there are two shades of red on it to be very careful about. One of them is quite pale and almost orangey or pinkish red, and the other's the deep red. Plus this distinctive grille at the front, the number plate, the grey of the windscreen and the bumper bar, all together. That was one really obvious pile. A second pile was this woman in the middle here with the yellow outfit on. Very distinctive. Those colours are not anywhere else on the puzzle. The little girl next to her in the purple, there are elements of purple elsewhere on the puzzle, but that particular shade of purple belongs to her. The woman over here in the brownish red trench coat, that shade of red is unique, I think, to the puzzle, that part of the puzzle. There are some little smatterings of close reds but this one here, unique on its own. I pulled out the cat because it's the only one with fur. And I pulled out all of this really vivid green. Obviously, the word blooms at the top. You find writing, I gravitate towards the writing because I can put that together in pretty much no time at all. So I grabbed the green with the writing and the other green that went across the top of the windows with it, and made a number of different piles. I got the bricks out from the building next door and the blue of this door behind this woman over here. So I had quite, what was that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 8 different piles plus the edges. So I knew that I had plenty to go on with when I started. And what I did is I did not start with the edge pieces at all. I did a full flip, and sorted with those things, left everything else in the sorting trays, and then just went at it. Did this woman, did the child, did the woman here, the green, the car. I just had a lot of fun putting all the bits together, and then I discovered some of them start to join together. So this bricks join onto this car. These two figures are so close together they join together fairly quickly. This woman over here and the blue door behind her, they connect to each other. So I ended up with a number of different parts already done right across the middle of the puzzle. Then I put the edge together. I needed to know just how big this thing was and how close each of those, the car and the people and the signage, were to each other. So I put all of those in to get inside the frame and got a size. Then I think I picked out, I thought, well, where to next? And I thought, well, blue is actually a really good colour to pick out here, because you've got these two windows with the blue stripes that define the panes, and this stripe down the middle, which is the edge of the door frame, and that's pretty much it. So I pulled all of those out, and by the time you get the blue stripe together around the window, you've got just about the whole window done. There are a few centerpieces of the flower arrangements left, but pretty much the whole window done. And of course, this window attaches onto this figure, which attaches onto the green up here, and this window attaches to the green and these two figures here. And it's not too hard to find the rest of this man who's bent over looking at the flowers to join the car on there. So you end up with the bricks joined to the car and the man, the window with these two figures all in one, and the green, then this green here and the stripe that goes down to the girl, and this window that goes, and the door that go to this woman here. What else did I? Well, the cat was on its own for a while, just sitting there by itself. Then I noticed the shadows on the pavement and this footpath are quite recognisable. Then there's this drain pipe with the much whiter, paler background behind it, and this flower stand here, which is white lines, not blue like the window, but white lines with the flower arrangements on it. There's a stand here that's white and a stand here that's white. So between this and that, I pulled out white pieces to start expanding the picture into those areas. And then putting the pavement together, plus the flower pots down the bottom, really started to pull things together. There's 1, 2, 3 baskets, so you can see basket weave pattern on some of the pieces, plus these 1, 2 terracotta pots, large terracotta coloured pots hanging up high. And if you pull those out, then you start to fill in these little areas here. Once all of that was done, really what was left was the most difficult parts, which were the road and which flowers go where. Now the flowers, well, once you start looking closely at the flowers, you start to see that there are particular zones of the flowers that appear nowhere else. These bright orange flowers with the red centres are only there. These blue ones with the purple centres are found here and here. There's a stripe of orange, what looks like orange roses across the middle. There's this pot of yellow flowers over here. And this gladioli, I expect they are, the white gladioli in the middle over here. So some flowers belong only in one spot. Then it was just a matter of filling in piece by piece where all of the other flowers go. Now each of these pots that they're in, the bright green, the bright orange, the white pots, the red pot, some of these sort of, I don't know if they're basket weave type pots, metal pots, they become obvious after a while and you can start to fill those in. Then I look at the background. I looked at the brown of this wall here and up here and the doorway, the brown of this doorway, and it wasn't long before I had most of that filled in altogether. The interior of the shop is basically purple with this yellow light hanging from the ceiling and this customer standing inside. A fairly distinctive set of pieces to pull out. Once I'd got all the rest of it out and that inserted sorting through what was left, wasn't hard to find those. And then I was left really with the hardest part of it all, which was the road. That did take a little bit of shape sorting. I sorted, because the pavement of the road looks like square cobblestones, the orientation of the piece was easy to tell whether it went vertically or horizontally. So I did sort vertical and horizontal. If you look at the time lapse, you'll see that I've got two stripes down the bottom here. One of the pieces going upright and the other's going sideways. And I just worked through one at a time for all the sideways ones, then one at a time through all of the vertical ones, and hey presto, one completed puzzle. It's quite a satisfying puzzle to do. It took me a few hours. I wasn't rushing and I certainly wasn't racing. But there was enough interest, plenty of interest in this puzzle to keep you progressing to the next bit, the next bit, the next bit. Of course, there were difficult sections, but there were also some sections which were really quite achievable in not very much time at all. You really, with a puzzle like this, feel like you're making progress. It also feels like you can do a difficult puzzle. If you want to do if you want to progress to 1,000-piece puzzles and you find them challenging, you find an image like this difficult, well, don't be too fooled by the image, because I do think that this is an achievable challenge. This kind of puzzle really is achievable. Once you start looking at certain sections, certain areas, certain colours or textures, you really can, once you're going through the sorting trays, you really can pick out those bits and just do it a bit at a time. And look, it's a really interesting image. There's plenty to look at. It's not overwhelming. It's nicely done. It's not out of focus or anything ridiculous like that. I've seen some horrible puzzles where the images are out of focus. No, this one is quite pretty and a lovely quality puzzle to do. So I'm very pleased that we got hold of this one secondhand and there are no pieces missing. I would recommend doing jumbo puzzles, and I certainly recommend the Falcon Deluxe range. Very pretty, satisfying images to do. I can imagine that the images are not to everybody's taste. Some people might find them a little bit saccharine or a bit nostalgic, but honestly, they're just a lovely, nice picture to do with plenty of variety in them. It isn't the kind of image that I would normally gravitate to, but having said that, having done it now, I think actually, okay, I would do another one from the series if I came across it. All right. If we're going to have the time lapse, so if you'd like to click like and subscribe and leave your comments below, I'd be more than happy to respond to those. And if you've got any comments about the Falcon Deluxe series, jumbo puzzles, or puzzles with images kind of like this, that are a little bit nostalgic, a little bit retro, then please leave those comments below. So on with the time lapse, and thank you for watching.